So I caved in and purchased the recently released Time Saver pack for Burnout Paradise on the PlayStation 3. Now I'm not sure how you feel about I'm not sure how I feel about paying $5 for content that can be unlocked via playing the game. I'm aware of other downloadable content like this, Skate 2's Time is Money pack being an example, and I'm afraid that I would cave in again if Capcom released an unlock all Street Fighter 4 characters pack.
If you don't have the skills.
Well, I seem to remember you having a problem with Seth.
Yeah. Anyway, how do you guys feel about this? Am I just supporting a movement of lazy casual gamers and conditioning shady business ethics? Cheers, Blake. Interesting question.
Yeah, I'm really glad this was brought up
topic.
because I wanted to talk about this when we had our review of Skate 2, but we didn't have time.
Yeah.
It's a big issue. And I think really the thing about it, I feel both ways because, you know, if it's my money and I want to spend it how I want, you know, there's a lot of like World of Warcraft type stuff that goes on. If I want to buy a character that's already 80, that's my prerogative, whatever.
Yeah.
I think that the issue comes in the concept that the stuff we're buying, the games, I'm totally lost my train of thought.
Okay, let's come to Dan. We'll go to Dan, and then when you come back. Dan, what did you think?
I started going wow, and then I didn't. That's what happens. Wow ruins my life.
I know. Just
I don't,
let us know when you're ready.
I see no problem with it at all. I'm curious to hear what Jeff says. It might flip my switch, but I think you know, it reminds me of, you know, Game Genies back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And then also, do you guys?
Game Shark was not one.
Game Shark was the next one.
Yeah.
But do you remember? In the back of your instruction manual for a Nintendo game, I think it was, you could call a 900 number.
Oh, yeah.
And and there were, I remember
hint
there were people hint
lines.
And it was this big debate with friends and I because it wasn't our money, it was our parents' money.
Right.
Well, that's a whole
We
different
asked
issue.
Mom and Dad.
Game facts, like, do you use cheats? But
Yeah,
I think
game
this is
facts.
more about
That's
like
true.
paying actual money to just have it all done for you. And the thing that I completely lost my train of thought on was the idea that unlocking stuff in games used to be a reward for playing, so a carrot at the end of the stick to continue playing. But what has become, I think, is a limit on what you can do now. The limit on when I bring it home. When I bring home Street Fighter 4 and put it in my console, I can't play the game. I can't play any of the characters that I want. Those characters aren't bonus characters to unlock. They're just the roster limited arbitrarily. When I bring home Burnout or some of those other games, and I mean, I don't know Burnout's like this, but a lot of racing games are like this, where I have to play a really crappy car. I bought the game to be able to play a Ferrari, but I got to start playing.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't there so much joy?
Arbitrary,
That's what sucked me into playing Street. One of the things that sucked me into Street Fighter, besides the online battle in my next iteration of playing, was
you were like, I want to see what's behind those question marks.
I wanted to play a character and it wasn't there.
Exactly.
Day long, I wanted to play him, but it wasn't there. But it was that was fun. It was fun to have to try and unlock. And actually, when I unlocked the characters that I wanted, that's why I moved on to the live battles, because I didn't want to play the arcade money. Like, that's what was the.
But that's the whole thing. In the era of multiplayer, of online multiplayer and next to me multiplayer, like when I get excited and I buy the new racing game or I buy the new Street Fighter and I bring it home and I want to play with my buddies, but I can't. I literally can't play it yet with my friends.
Well, you can't. You just can't. You haven't.
Can't play the thing that I bought it for, maybe.
Right. Well, but but I mean, the point to that is that's the game that you bought.
That's
you
how
didn't
WoW
buy
works.
a game
That's
that
true.
had all those things. You bought a game that the game is sit down and either play it through to get these things or play with your buddy without those things.
I would
That's the game.
theorize WoW would not work without that, because your friend being 80 and you being 79.
Well,
without your friends being higher level, that's what charges you to like. Well, I want to play. I gotta get it. That's
that's all WoW is
keeps you
carrot on the
moving.
stick. I
Right.
mean, that's the whole game.
Well,
is get the thing to be able to do the next thing, which allows you to get the thing to be able to do the next thing.
But that being said, I see no problem with the person who wants to have the pleasure of seeking after a reward to get it, and the person who wants to spend money so they don't have to. There's nothing wrong.
I'm a
with
big
that.
fan of if you want to spend your money doing something that brings you. I'm a big fan of games are joy in little packages that you pay money for, and if your joy will go up if $5 come out of your wallet and the game is not giving you more joy, then do that.
But here's the problem.
If the joy is keep it and just work hard and then save your $5.
Does the company arbitrarily keep something back because they know you'll pay for
wanna
it?
get you to
It
pay
basically
the money.
becomes
Well, that's-
downloadable content that ships on the disc, and we just arbitrarily say, well, this is sectioned off, and if you want that, you got to pay us more
Well, but
money.
here's
Like
the
if
thing,
we were
that's
to
not
just
what
put out
this
the
is.
movie section,
But
if you wanted to watch the video
right.
game.
But that's not what this is. This is you can get everything for free. All of this is here, and all of it is free, and all of it is for you. You've paid for the game.
But
if
it's a
you want to
slippery
do it
slope.
faster, it is a slippery slope. But I think what we're talking about is because with that slope, that's not good. If you buy a game and it's, but then again, it's like, well, but that's downloadable content. I mean, that is downloadable content. You've bought this game, and now they're going, well, if you want to do a little bit more, if you give me $7, I'll give you a little bit more. I mean, really, what it is, it's the
I'm worth going down that
cocaine
slope
model.
because
It's like-
the
is what it
positives
is.
are-
But it's
Right.
like, I mean, it's like what people are talking about with the new Prince of Persia and Tomb Raider was they couldn't finish the game in time for when it shipped, so they took a chunk of it out and then sold it to me later for more money. It was supposed to be in the game. Like they're selling now the downloadable Prince of Persia ending. It's
Okay.
like this is the ending that we wanted to do, but now
But here, let me
scary.
let me throw this your way though. Now we have downloadable content, so you can download that.
Right.
Before downloadable content, you might never have been able. You may have still spent the same amount of money. Like I remember David Jaffe talking about God of War. There was a level of God of War where he's flying. They have it on the original collector's edition disc, whatever. In the era of downloadable content, we might have been able to play that level of God of War because they could have continued to work on it and given me
Yeah.
it later. But I never will be able to play Kratos flying unless it's in God of War 3.
Well, it should be said, I mean, this was brought up in the context of Burnout, and those
Right.
Burnout guys have gone above and beyond in providing content for free.
Yeah.
That
Right.
is amazing.
I downloaded Bikes and Night for free.